starting off our first day in the valley, I go ahead and open up our little care package that we get that contains 15 hay, which is going to be needed for our little chickens that we get in the Meadowlands farm. And then I just go ahead and rearrange the furniture to my liking. And once that is done, I do go ahead and also check out the TV for the fortune teller, which we do actually have the best luck for today, so that's pretty funny. I then head outside to look at the farm for the very first time, and we also got some mail from Haley. She gave us a little hand mirror that we can use to change our outfits, so I went ahead and did a little bit of that. Since we did just come from the city, leaving out Joja work, I kept up the theme of city core, kind of. I don't know, I tried. Afterwards, I then just started to tend to the farm, clearing out all the weeds, the fibers, stone and wood, as well as chopping a few trees that might get in our way later on when we are doing our crops. And also we do need wood for a chest to store all of our items. Once that is all done, we can go ahead and finally make our little chest here, which I just store everything in. Don't really want to be holding everything all in my inventory while doing other things. And then I go ahead and check on our chickens for the first time. Their names are Buster and Scrappy, but I did go ahead and change it. I thought of a theme, maybe we could go with like flowers, stuff like that. So I did change their names to Rose and Tulip instead. I thought it was very, very cute. I then went ahead to go into town to go meet people. While picking up some forageables on the way, we did find 2 daffodils by the bus stop. Once we were in town, I then went ahead to go check out the calendar to see what is up and coming for the spring festivals, stuff like that. I then also went to just quickly rummage in the bins of the townsfolk. Thankfully no one was around, and I did actually find a Mackie roll in the saloon bin. I was very excited for that. Never gotten something like that on the first day. And then just met a few people, Leah, Marnie and Harvey, and then made my way over into Pierre's, where I bought 5 parsnip seeds and 5 potato seeds. So after meeting with Caroline, I then just went back home to go plant our little seeds on our farm. Here I am just measuring out where I want the plants to go, tilling the soil and ground, and then just planting them right there and also watering them. I also went ahead to clear the pathway to the mountain. That will come in very, very handy. Especially as we want to go up there to forage, stuff like that, and I don't want to be trapped if we do come back to the farm that way. I also cleared the way to the cave that is just down here, just getting rid of the stones and wood. I was running low on energy though, so I do need to be a little bit careful here. After that, just throwing everything in the chest. And then I headed to bed, where we end our first day in the valley. We have earned some gold, not too much, but 30 gold. I'll take it. Sign up day 2, we can get started on our very first daily routine, where we go ahead and check the TV for the fortune for today. It was only neutral, but that is okay. And then of course we go ahead and check our mailbox, as we do have some mail from Willie telling us to go down to the beach, as he's got a little gift for us. So we're gonna do that in a little bit. First of all, we gotta tend to to our little farm here, the crops we planted yesterday, and of course we gotta go tend to the chickens, petting them, giving them their food. I also thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and just clear up the coop a little bit for when we do let the chickens roam free, just getting rid of all the stone and wood and any fibers that might be in their way. Then heading down to the beach, we get to go see Willy. That gives us a cutscene where he talks about being on the sea for a month and just getting home, and he then gives us his very own fishing rod that we can then use ourselves to go fishing. So that is very exciting, and that is what we will be doing for basically the rest of the day. So here we are getting our very first fish. That was a perfect herring, so that was great. We then also went on to catch a flounder, some seaweed, a sardine, some trash, some broken glasses, an anchovy, some more herons, but this one gave us a treasure chest of 3 copper ore and some mixed seeds that I didn't really care about, so I just threw them away. Don't really care, but the copper ore is very, very exciting. Back home, I just kept one of each fish and then just sold the rest, as we do need to get started on earning a bit of money, you know, so throwing that in the shipping bin. I then made my way to bed. That is when we end off day 2. Going to bed, we do see that we leveled up in fishing. We got level 1 fishing, so that is very exciting. We also earned 317 gold for the day, so a lot better than yesterday. We're getting there. Starting off day 3, we of course go ahead and do our daily routine. It is a rainy day today, so we do not need to tend to our farm, so that is good, not waste energy there. The fortune for today was good humor, so that's kind of fun. Upon exiting our house, we do get a little cutscene here of Clint. He is coming to give us a little blueprint for a furnace, as we've just found our very first copper ore, not by mining, but by fishing, but that's okay. So I just went ahead and tend to our little chickens that are no longer little anymore. They are all grown up, and we got our very first harvest of eggs, which is very, very exciting. We then got a couple new quests upon picking up the eggs, building a silo, and reaching level 1 farming and making a scarecrow. We then went ahead and just went fishing in the river. As it is a bit of a rainy day, we could get some more fish. We got some green algae, smallmouth bass, some driftwood, a shad, our very first river jelly, so that was very fun and exciting. And after a very long battle with this catfish, we finally caught it and got the new fisherman achievement. Very, very fun. And it also came with some treasure, which just had some 2 coal and 10 fish bait, so that was a great find. We then went home, put one of everything away, and then just sold the rest. I then went ahead and just finished the rest of the day by just clearing a bit more of the farm, getting some wood, getting some stone. We still had some energy left over, and I didn't really want to waste it, so clearing the farm we did. I also went ahead and cleared the way down to the forest, so we now have a pathway down there that is no longer blocked off, so that is good. We can go exploring that later on. And then just putting everything away into the chest, I then made my way over into bed, where we got our level 2 fishing and also level 1 mining, so that's very, very exciting. We also made 440 gold, so that's kind of good. Heading into day 4, we get started with our daily routine once again. Of course, checking the TV for the spirits, seeing what the good fortune is today, and it is actually good humor. And then, of course, checking out Mal. We got Mal from the Hat Mouse telling us they are selling some hats now, so that's very exciting. And we went ahead to tend the farm and also tend to the chickens. Today I thought it would be a great day to head on down to the forest for the very first time, where we can go ahead and start foraging. So down there we found 3 wild horseradishes. I checked out the hat mouse for a little bit. Of course, we can't really afford anything. It's very expensive and they only have 1 hat anyway, which I wasn't really too interested in. And then I found a dandelion and also found a little hidden cave that is locked to us right now. We cannot enter it, but that is very exciting for the future. Then went and found a wild horseradish and just went into town to where we found a Jojo Cola in Emily's and Haley's bin. So that was kind of fun. Heading down to the beach, we also found a couple of clams here, and there was also a little dig spot in the ground, which I did bring my hoe for, so we dug that up and we found some carrot seeds for the very first time, which is very, very exciting. We can go plant them. Heading back into town, I then met Pierre, Haley, Maru, Gus, Demetrius and Linus as well. Heading back through the mountains back home, I found a cluster of 4 leeks, so that was very, very good luck. I was very pleased and happy about that. And then we found our very first lost book for the museum collection. Very, very exciting over that. And then just making my way back home onto the farm, I get back to work, chopping down some trees, leaving the stumps because I wanted to save my energy. So just chopping the first half of the trees, that is fine. We can come back to the tree stumps at a later date. After that, I made my way to bed and we end off the night there with level 1 foraging. So we get to make some field snacks, and we also made 625 gold. Sign the day off once again, checking the TV to see the luck for today, and the spirits actually in good humor once again, so we are getting very, very good luck these past few days. And then exiting the house, we get greeted by Marnie, who is going to give us a little cat she found. Of course, I'm going to be naming it after my real life cat, Oscar. Very, very cute. Was very excited for this. And then of course I went ahead, checked the mail. We got some mail from Willie talking about some more rods he has in stock, and also we got mail from Jojo Corporation telling us they sorted out the landslide and now we have access to the mines. I then harvested my very first parsnips, very exciting, and of course watered out little potatoes. I then tended to the chickens. They're out roaming for the first time, collected their eggs, sold them for some money, and of course added Oscar to the daily routine, where we will now be petting him every single day to try and get our friendship up with him. Grabbing my pickaxe and some food, I then made my way over to the mines, which is where we first meet Marlon. He is looking down the mine shaft and he then gives us our very first sword, which is also very, very exciting. Heading down to the mines, we got our very first copper ore, so that is fun. Not our very, very first, but mining for the first time. Killed a couple of slimes, and also there was some crates down here, which we got our very first hardwood from, so that is exciting. Hardwood is going to be very, very hard for us to come by early game, so I was very pleased with that. And then on floor 5, I opened up some more crates, to which we got our very first glow ring. I was very, very excited for this. I also did a little dancey dance there before heading down to the next floor. We were then greeted on floor 7 to a monster-infested area, so that was a little scary. It gave me a little jump scare, but it was just full of slimes, so should be pretty easy for us to do despite only having a little baby sword with us. After managing to finally kill all the slimes, we then went down into floor 8, finally. We also found our very first quartz here, so that was pretty exciting. Clearing a slime and opening some more crates. We have gotten such good luck as we now have found our very first topaz. And also some green boots, but I thought they were a little ugly, so wasn't really vibing with them too much. I'm like, I am not wearing that. And then we finally made our way to floor 10, where we found some actual proper boots that I will be wearing. These are a lot better. They are brown, which is basically what we were wearing before, but they give us a defense boost, so I'm happy with that. Making our way home, I then put everything in our chests and went ahead to make a furnace, but accidentally made 2 furnaces instead, and so I ran out of ore and couldn't smelt our very first copper bar, so that was pretty upsetting. I accidentally misclicked there. I then headed straight into bed. Oscar was kind of blocking the way there, but we had time. I wasn't panicking there. We then leveled up in our farming so we can finally build our very first scarecrow. I couldn't wait to do that. And we also earned 298 gold. Not the best, but I'll take it. Heading into day 6, of course, we're doing our daily routine once again. Checking the TV for the fortune. It is good humor. Again, we then got some mail from Marlon to slay 10 slimes, and also some from Robin to build a well, and of course Pierre, who talks about a larger backpack. We then of course get to tending to our farm, which is just some potatoes for now, and also tend to the chickens, getting their eggs to go to sell, and of course lastly, we pet Oscar. As the spirits are in a good humor, I thought we could once again go down into the mines and do another mining day. First level down, we get a swarm of flies, which kind of made me panic a little bit. We don't exactly have the best sword, and there were just a lot of them. Thankfully, this little crab I killed gave us a ladder, which I ran down, but of course, going down into the next floor, suddenly the swarm followed me down, which, yeah, I wasn't too happy about. I was kind of panicking a lot, so I was just like, maybe I'll try, but I ran away screaming. Of course, collecting the coal that is in the minecart, ignoring the copper, which I really wish I grabbed, but I just wanted to escape. Thankfully, they did not follow me to the 3rd floor, so we are safe down here from the swarm. And then on floor 16, I broke open some crates that gave us our very first amethyst. Thankfully, something to be happy about after nearly dying twice, but of course I got jump scared by another monster floor. I kind of debated, should I try? Sure, why not? So I started killing them. We got a lot of little bugs and a slime. The first one then started to transform. Like, should I run away? I carried on, but yeah, you can see it kind of got a bit too much for me, so I once again ran away screaming because I nearly died and I did not want to lose any gold or any items this early on into the game. Finally back home, safe on the farm, I then went ahead and smelted our very first copper to make our very first copper bars. While that was doing, I thought now would be a good time to get back to tending the farm. We can chop down those tree stumps I left behind from before, as we still have some energy left over from the mines. We didn't really get too far. My health is very low, but I didn't think eating something would be useful now, as I'm not really going back down, and we can just sleep it off and our health will be back to normal tomorrow morning. Once our copper bars were done, I went ahead and grabbed them and just went and put everything in the chest, as it was now time for us to go to bed. Upon going to sleep, we did get our combat skill up somehow. So we got level 1 combat and also earned 188 gold, which definitely not the best day for us, but after what happened in the mines, it's all good. It's fine. Moving on to the last day of the week. It is a rainy day, so that is very, very fun. But the spirits are a bit displeased today, so not great. But also we do have the Queen of Sauce here that gave us the recipe of stir fry. So we now know how to cook that. We go outside and our potatoes are ready to be harvested. So we did that, saved one, sold the rest. And then we headed into town where we got our very first help wanted. So Maru was asking us to find her a carp. So of course I accepted that. So we have to go fishing at some point today. I then went around and checked the bins, but there wasn't really much in there. As it was Sunday the 7th, it is Mayor Lewis's birthday, so I went ahead and gave him a daffodil. It's not really the greatest gift, but he took it anyway. He likes it, so a win is a win. Didn't give us a heart, but it's all I had. You should be grateful I gave him any gift at all. Then went into Pierre's, where I then bought some more seeds. I bought 5 parsnips, 5 potatoes, 5 cauliflower seeds, 5 bean seeds, and also 5 kale seeds as well. So of course, heading back onto the farm, I then get started onto planning out where I want the seeds to go, making a little pattern of just 5s, and of course planting them in their correct spots. We did have an extra tilled layer there, so I just went ahead and grabbed the carrots we got earlier from the beach and just planted them there. It's only 2 carrots, but it's still good nonetheless. It's our first ones. Still pretty excited over growing them for the very first time. I then went ahead and made our very first scarecrow, as we do have quite a lot of crops this time around, and I didn't really want them to get eaten by some crows. I then had a bright idea to perhaps maybe we can decorate our farm a little bit, so I crafted some wooden pathways and started putting them down around the farm, making it look very, very pretty. Once that was done, I then headed over to the mountain lake where we can get started on fishing, trying to look for a carp for Maru's help wanted quest. Here we caught a chub and a bullhead, and then we got our very first carp here, but it was a gold star quality, so I thought perhaps we can go ahead and try and find another one, as I would really rather much prefer to sell that for money instead. We then caught another one, but once again it was gold quality, so I thought perhaps just one more we can try and get for. Here we got a largemouth bass that came with some treasure, which was just some 10 bait, but I'll take it anyway. Here is our last carp we got. Once again, gold quality. But I was over it, went to go see where Mari was. Siri is just in her house here, so that was some good luck. So I went ahead and gave her cup, where she then gave us our reward, which was 90 gold, which I definitely would have hoped was a bit more, but that's okay. Heading home, I then put all of the fish away and also sold the ones we didn't need. But also, it did seem like our chests were getting a bit full once again. So I went ahead and made a third chest, moving the tools over by one, and the middle chest will be our fishing chest. We'll have it full of all our fish, our bait, and any seaweed or green algae that we fish up as well. As it is a Sunday, I wanted to end off the day by foraging before all the forageables disappeared by the start of the new week. This also meant that the traveling merchant was here, so I went to look and see what they had in stock. Obviously, you can't really buy anything. They didn't really have anything too interesting either, so wasn't really too bothered in missing out on any of the stuff there. I then went on to find a dandelion and 20 spring onions as well. Back home, I just sold everything and then made my way off to sleep, where we then got level 3 fishing and of course level 2 foraging as well, so that is very, very exciting. We also managed to get 841 gold, so that was a lot better than the previous days, thankfully. And so that is the end of week 1.